Yo, Palworld keeps on getting more and more hype. So they've been releasing trailers for the individual pals, and it's pretty cool. So I want to go and check those out. Also, just break down the overall information that we're getting about the game before release. We have shorts of the mechanic interactions. We're also just getting how to catch, so mini tutorials. We also have the recent trailer, so a lot of information is coming out about this game, so let's see what is going on with Foxparks, #1 in the PAL deck. So this is actually just kind of showing you all of the gameplay interactions. You pull out the Glock, you go and tag them a few times, and if they're low enough, you can try to catch them, but also if you KO them, or I guess in this situation, kill them, there's no chance at catching, so you can just kind of see body's chilling there. We're learning a bit about the loot table, so if you want to get some leather, go and hunt some Foxparks. Hey, but the one you didn't kill is now your best friend. And then we can see how this works. So we have a flamethrower, dude. That's actually kind of hilarious and awesome. Imagine doing that with a Flareon, and then you can use it for utility. So it'll light your fire, and then you can use that for cooking and boiling pots and maybe some kind of other crazy stuff. And then they even preview the next PAL deck. So let's learn about Univolt, an electric horse pal. And we can actually see some continuity here. So we can use the Foxparks that we've caught to aid in combat. You know, he's going to throw out little bits of fire attacks, help out, get zapped by the Univolt, and then we've got that support fire in the background. Whew! A lot of crazy stuff going on with the fight. But then all of the other interactions here where, yeah, we don't want to get hit and we don't want to die or get knocked out. I wonder how high stakes these fights are. If your pal runs out of health, is it just dead so you need to swap it out before its health bar goes down? There might be a risk reward there. Maybe there's a revival item once you've caught it or something like that. But pretty interesting interaction, and then we can see the capture chance as it goes through. And then we caught ourselves a Univolt. So we saw this in some previous gameplay I've covered to where you can ride it like a mount. So you want to catch one of those so you can run around a bit, and then it just mows things down. So you can just kind of go into a pack of some kind of pal. I'm guessing the electric into water interaction, why we're seeing so much crazy bonus damage. That's actually pretty cool. So you can just run it over and zap it, or use a special attack while mounted. That's pretty cool. And then you can mass farm pals or use it for combat stuff. And then because it's an electric type, it will fuel your generators and provide you with electricity. So that's one of the really interesting things about this game, because even though it's a Pokemon knockoff, some of these designs are actually pretty cool and pretty cute, and you might feel a little bad about accidentally killing it or having to farm them for resources at some point. And a lot of the designs seem to be better than what Game Freak's been putting out over the last couple, well, not last couple of generations, just Generation 8 and Generation 9. I consider Generation 7 of Pokemon the best generation for total overall Pokemon designs. Then you look at something like that, I'm yo, this is actually not a heartless Pokemon knockoff, and it actually seems pretty cool and interactive, and you might care that the thing is called a Foxparks and not an Eevee Fire ripoff or something. And we've seen this stuff in the How to Catch Pals trailer, to where it's comply or die. You better get caught or you're going to get farmed for resources. So it does have this weird feel to it going on. But at the same time, I can mad respect the game is shameless about it. They're yo, let's do Pokemon Breath of the Wild with guns, make it all Fortnite and stuff, and just let people have fun with the possibilities that can come from that. Also just the action, spices up the combat quite a bit. And what I like about it is that it's not graphic. It's not violent, you know? We're not just blowing something's head off, or there's no blood or anything, which is also why I find it weird that people are so off-put by using weapons to damage the enemies. But well, that's just Monster Hunter. But people wanted Pokemon Monster Hunter, and now it's too violent, even though there's actual, it's cartoon violence, it's not real violence. Even though that does look a little brutal, he's just a dopey dude minding his own business, and you're drawing a beat on him. So let's go and check out the boy Relaxaurus, where, yo, these things are mad. They're charge up attacks. Yeah, water into fire, not good. Our Foxparks just got KO'd. I guess it doesn't die because it just shows red, so there might be a revival method once you catch them. But yeah, we just got bubbled and hydro pumped. So the combat, again, this is what happens when you can introduce weapons into the equation and more open world live kind of combat. I'm guessing because like our character didn't take damage, this is just like test kind of stuff. Because yeah, we got knocked back by that hydro pump right there, and then they're just kind of running around creating a lot of problems going on. So you have to be good with your weapons and your stuff. Just throwing out the capture device because even though it was at like a third, things are getting too crazy. We can still catch it. So there we go, and then we can see what Relaxaurus does. Actually, we saw what it does. You can equip a rocket launcher to it and just, like, mass farm things. So, and then it waters your crops. That's actually, like, super mega hype, and we can see all this coming together. So, we got the energy generation, which we've seen. That's actually in the thumbnail of the How to Catch. It's so strange. It's so crazy how all of this comes together to where it's just like, they really got everyone's attention by seemingly taking it too far as Pokemon with guns and enslavement and weapons manufacturing into, but it's also like Minecrafty with the building and you actually have an interesting combat system that gets more and more depth, and then you get your manufacturing and open world gameplay in, and anything is possible, and it's kind of Pokemon-y. And then it's just gone from stupid Pokemon with guns to, wow, we can actually see, like, everything come together. We get our Foxparks, we got cooking for that. You can use that to get, like, Pokemon and then stronger Pokemon and better matchups. And now we're just out here farming. And we're getting into that min-max grinding aspect of it, which is pretty cool. And then we can see the next one, Joltag. Alright, so what's going on with Joltag? Another electric pal. So yeah. Look at that, we got our Univolt, we can ride around on it, we can find some just wild things to encounter, farm, catch, whatever. Yo, they go in Zappy Zap, though. Kind of tricky. However, big AoE coming out of Relaxaurus. Relaxaurus not liking getting paralyzed, though. So, we're a few casualties, got some meat on the ground. One of them was just in the range to catch, and everyone's just kind of chilling now. So let's see what Joltag does. Oh, look at that, you can pet the Joltag. Now he's happy. See, now you're best friends, and it's alright. Yo, that's actually pretty cool. So you just throw them in there like some kind of electric bomb and then zap. So it's like so much utility. As we've saw with the Grizzbolt, you know, you just ride Grizzbolt and then it pulls out a Gatling gun and just kind of wrecks everything while being like a tanky defensive thing. Same thing if you can get the rocket launcher onto Relaxaurus. So you get these guys. Yo, you know what these are? These are electric Chinchompas from RuneScape. And then you can use that to get the next pal that's going to be featured or whatever. And then, yo, we'll just add him to the whole electric shenanigans. And that's like a really cool thing. And now that I'm watching like more Palworld gameplay, like how can anyone defend Pokemon Legends Arceus? Okay, minus like the actual just fist fighting Pokemon. Because if Pokemon Legends is trying to be so different with like their big open area exploration, even though Pokemon Sword and Shield did it first, and Pokemon Legends isn't open world, even though people tried to defend that trash pile of Pokemon Legends by saying it's an open world game, even though it objectively isn't. And we have people, you know, trying to capture and research and work with Pokemon for the first time, and then we can use that to further explore the Sinnoh region. Why were there not these, like, special typing interactions? Especially if we already have mining, if we have all these other, like, kind of mechanics and crafting going on. It just, like, the game just did not utilize all the open world stuff that we've seen before, and then just completely failed in every way. A game like Pokemon Legends, if it was actually taking risks or developing new features for Pokemon, should have done something to where, like, the types of the Pokemon meant something for gathering resources or potentially farming other crafting ingredients, because the crafting in that game is so tedious and annoying, and the Pokedex, everything about it just kind of failed. But you can tell because it was never meant to be a good game. It was always just careless and a tech demo from Game Freak to set up for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It would have also been, like, really cool in Pokemon Legends that if you get a flying-type Pokemon, that's the Pokemon you ride, and the higher the level, the higher it can fly, or the more stamina it has for flight. Instead, we just got Pokeride. Again, because Pokemon Legends didn't innovate in any capacity, it didn't revolutionize and didn't bring anything, like, new or good to Pokemon. And now we got Monster Hunter, Tears of the Kingdom, Fortnite, Minecraft, all kinds of like really cool stuff for Pokemon mechanics, and then they're not afraid to get edgy and crazy, and they're just doing like wild knockoff Japanese developer stuff, and it's actually turning out to be an incredible game. If you're not delicate and dislike the guns, this is turning into the Pokemon game we've always wanted in kind of like the craziest way. And they're also doing the Pokemon reveals better than Pokemon. Ever since Generation 7, like the new game hype has completely sucked. Because we're just not getting enough trailers. We're not getting enough gameplay information. Now Palworld, game's coming out next year. This is June, and they are dropping the goods. Like, they're starting the decks now. And they're doing, like, it seems like they're doing 2 a week. You know, we got, like, Friday, Saturday or something. That's still pretty cool. It's showing a lot of cohesive gameplay interactions, which is very surprising. Like, who would have thought Palworld would have become what we're seeing in these trailers? And also, it makes me realize, like, why hasn't Game Freak done anything? Why didn't we just have, like, a week of Pokemon reveals where we had it for Pokemon Sun and Moon a little bit, where they gave us a 1-minute trailer for a Pokemon, and also we kind of got like the forms for Zygarde, which was its own little 1-minute trailer, and then like non-stop Pokemon reveals. But instead of doing a trailer that has like 7 Pokemon inside of it, why not just do like one of these little 1 Pokemon reveals just for an entire week, some point in the summer? Kids are off school, everyone's having fun, everyone's waiting for the next like Pokemon game reveal. That's weird that auto-played, I didn't click on anything. And get people excited about the new Pokemon game again. Also, same thing for the mechanics. Now, we did get some trailers for, like, Pokemon Sun and Moon, but especially Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, that were just like, yeah, we're going to talk about a feature, mostly, for this trailer, because we don't have, like, any new Pokemon to reveal. So, we had this, Surf's Up in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which was also super amazing, where we got to hear the Mantine Surf music for the first time. Good stuff. Team Rainbow Rocket and whatnot. And I guess, like, depending on the Pokemon Presents or Pokemon Direct and, like, the trailer or E3 demo, where it's like, yeah, we actually got a demo of kind of catching a Pokemon or kind of an early area or the wild area demo for Pokemon Sword and Shield. But, like, this is a video where it's just like, hey, how to catch a pal. Why don't, even though it's basic, it would also, one, help, like, kids that are just, like, coming into Pokemon or, like, curious of getting into Pokemon for the first time with the new Pokemon game, just kind of show a little tutorial video, and then that also means, like, the veteran players will then pick apart all the little things, be like, oh, what's that, and then that's where, like, you can leave the little teasers in, be like, yo, there's half of a part of a Pokemon's ear sticking out of the grass in the background, so overworld encounters, and then all the other things going on, but also you just get to see the game work. So Palworld is hitting Pokemon hype at its peak, like what we saw with Generation 7, and also just kind of not holding back in any way to just deliver a good game. This kind of reminds me of Hogwarts Legacy. Like, as all the information about Hogwarts Legacy was coming out, I was like, this is just the ultimate game that has a little bit of everything inside of it. And it turned out to be a really awesome game. And everyone's been watching Tears of the Kingdom pop off, so with Palworld, like, yeah, just a couple of Pal trailers, but the way it ties everything together, Pokemon hasn't done that since Generation 7, and that's unfortunate and upsetting, and we also didn't really get anything else outside of the DLC trailers for the Nintendo Direct. Like, please, just give us Pokemon Quest. Like, Palworld doesn't matter. We get Pokemon Quest 2, or, like, the updates that China has. But the Pokemon Company is just choosing to do everything wrong. Same thing for, like, an official battle simulator, even though we have TCG Live right now. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but, like, yo, this is the game right now. And it's actually coming out soon. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.